ACM classes. Today we're going to do day 4 of LRDI section of CAT 2026. We're going to talk about mixed puzzles today. Like in the previous
Today
classes, we have done linear arrangement, we have done logical conditioning and grouping, we have done matrix and table arrangements. Now this is class number 4 where we're going to take other mixed topics. For example, it's going to be blood relations, going to be directions, it's going to be knight and knaves, binary logics, and it's going to be other logical puzzles. Let's see all of them one by one. The puzzle that we're going to take, the first one puzzle today, that is from CAT PYQs, of course. So it is on the binary logic. The next puzzle going to be on the blood relation, which came, then in the directions. Then it is about again directions, then the puzzled, misplaced. Then it is about Roman numbers. And this is the last puzzle. So we're going to take 4 to 5 puzzles today. So do watch till the end so you can have an idea what kind of questions cat you may expect. And do subscribe, like, share, and comment so maximum people can take the benefit. Thank you so much. Let's start with the class now. It says while Balbir has his back turned, a dog ran into the butcher shop, snatched a piece of meat off the counter, and ran out. Balbir was mad, and when he realized what had happened, he asked 3 other shopkeepers who had seen the dog to describe it, like how the dog looks like. The shopkeepers really did not want to help Balbir, so each of them made a statement which contained one truth and one lie. So every shopkeeper made 2 statements, and out of them, a statement, there are 2 facts they have given, out of which one was a truth, second was a lie. Now, this is a topic of knight and knaves, truth teller and liars, spies, alternators. We also call it binary logic. Now, this says, so in this kind of question, what do we do? Normally, we assume, we start assuming that one of them information is right and wrong. So let's assume it. So shopkeeper number 1 said, so let's talk about shopkeeper number 1. This is the way how to take care of these kind of things. We have to assume one as true and other as false. And then wherever we're going to get a contradiction, we can just ignore that case. And the next case going to be the final one. So let's say what exactly shopkeeper 1 said. The shopkeeper 1, shopkeeper 2, and shopkeeper 3. So this is how we're going to take care of these kind of puzzles. Now, if I assume shopkeeper number 1 has said first in fact was truth and second was false, this is my case number 1. This is shopkeeper 1. Now, the first fact is truth. Then, as per that, the dog has black hair. So, the hair, if we talk about of the dog, they are black and long tail. That means that is a false understanding. So, it's not long, actual way, because he said it's a long tail, and we are assuming that to be false. So, he should not have a long tail. The second shopkeeper said dog has a short tail. Now, if not long, that means short tail. That means shopkeeper number 2 has said the first fact true. The second should be automatically false. Short tail, as per the shopkeeper 2, and wearing a collar. So, if we talk about the collar, he said he is wearing. That means, as per shopkeeper 2, he is not wearing. It should not be because he's lying. The second point. The shopkeeper number 3 said the dog had white hair. Now, here are black as we took it as a final thing. So it may be false. And no collar, that should be truth. So if we go by that, the dog had white hair, that is not right. So he should not have white hair. And no collar, that means he is not wearing a collar. That is absolutely right. So the case number one says the dog has black hair, short tail, and no collar. Now let's see if we get the answer from the above statement. Which of the following could be correct description? So if I get the answer from here, that is good enough. Otherwise, we will take the second case also. Now, the dog had white hair. No, we are talking about black right now. So the option number two and option number four we have to check. The dog has black hair. Yes. Long tail. No. So this answer is not as per the case we made. Here also black hair, long tail. So this answer is also not right. So that means we have to take a second case. In the second case, if we take, now we have to reverse the truth and false facts. So for shopkeeper number one, we will take first statement as false and second statement as truth. That means when he said the hair is black, they are not black. The dog had black hair. That is a false statement. So it should not be black. And a long tail, that means the tail should be long. That is a truth fact. Then the next, the dog has a short tail. Now we know the tail is not short. That means for shopkeeper number two, the first line is false and the second fact is truth. Has a short tail, that means not a short tail. And wearing a collar, that has to be truth. So should wear a collar. And now shopkeeper number three said he should have white hair. Now white hair, if not black, then white has to be right. That means first truth, second false. And no collar, that means there should be a collar. So now in this case, we have a long tail, white hair, and the collar will be yes. Now let's talk about the white one. The white hair, short tail, no, he has a long tail. So white hair, long tail, and a collar. That makes absolutely sense. The answer gonna be option number three. I hope this puzzle is quite clear. In case of any doubts you have, you guys can take the doubt right now in the live chat. I'll be glad to help you out with this. Now let's go on the next question which we have. The next question of the CAT PYQs which we have. In a family, there are two males and who are grandfathers and four males who are fathers. So this is a CAT question on the basis of blood relation. So second topic it is. Now let's take care of this also. It says in a family gathering, there are two males. There are two males who are grandfathers and four males who are fathers. In the same gathering, there are two females who are grandmother and four females who are mothers. There is at least one grandson or a granddaughter present in the gathering. Two types of husband wife pairs. This can be either be a grandfather and grandmother or a father and mother. The single grandfather, that means there is a single grandfather whose wife is not present, has two grandsons and a son present. A single grandmother whose husband is not present has two granddaughters and a daughter present. A grandfather or grandmother present with their spouse does not have any grandson or granddaughter present. What is the minimum number of people present in this gathering? So, how many minimum number of people you have in the gathering? That is the question which we have. Now, when we talk about the minimum number of people in the gathering, that means we need to make a family tree. Now, in family tree, if you guys know about, when we make a family tree, for every, let's understand a bit about the family tree also. In the family tree, when we solve a question, we make some symbols to solve them. For example, the first symbol which we have for a male, we represent it as a plus. For female, we represent it as a minus. For spouse, we represent is a horizontal line arrow on both the side. For sibling, we represent as a long horizontal line. And for parental relation, we put a strong, straight vertical line. Parents upward, children are at the bottom. Now, if we go by this, in that case, the question which we have, let's go by that now. The question says four males and four females as fathers and mothers, granddaughters, grandsons, etc., etc. Let's start from the direct data. There are two types of data we always discuss. One is direct, which we can start with. The second one is indirect, which we can't start, but we can use it later on. So let's pick up direct data first of all. In the direct data, if I see for sibling, it says the first direct data which I would like to pick up, that is here. The single grandfather has two grandsons and son present. So I need to make minimum number of people. So first of all, let's make a single grandfather. Let's make a single grandfather here. He has a son present. So parents upar, bacche niche, parents are upward and the children are at the bottom. The single grandfather, two grandson and a son. That means there are two sons of this father, and this grandfather has two grandsons, right? Another line which we have to start with, which we can start, that are direct data, a single grandmother whose husband is not present has two granddaughters and a daughter present. So another grandmother who has one daughter and two granddaughters present. So that is how we are making it. Now there is a pair which they said the pair of grandfather and grandmother with their spouses does not have any grandson or granddaughter present. Now let's say there is another one. Let's say this is the grandparents, right? Now let me see how many people I have till now and how many I need more. In the beginning, they said there are two males who are grandfathers. So one male grandfather, second male who's a grandfather. So this is done. And four males who are fathers. Now this grandfather is also a father, and this is also a father. There are two fathers. We need two more fathers. That means, and there are two females as grandmothers. So these two females are grandmothers. So that is grandfathers, grandmothers are done. And there are four females who are mothers. Now this grandmother is also a mother, and this lady is also a mother. Now two fathers and two mothers are still pending. There is at least one grandson or a granddaughter present. So we have grandsons, and two granddaughters we already have. There are two types of wife pairs that also there are two types of husband wife pair. Another information. This is one the grandfather grandmother. The second pair which we can have a father and a mother. So let's make a father mother pair here, and let's make a father mother pair here. Okay. So that also is done. So rest, all the information has been taken care. Now, how many fathers we have? One, two, and one, three. How many mothers we have? One, two, and three. Now they are also, if they are grandfather and grandmother, they are also fathers and mothers. So how many people we have in total? How many people? Minimum number. One, two, three, four, five. So five in this family tree, five also in this family tree, and two here. So that means the total number of minimum people which we need, that is 12. So that is the answer to this question. Example number 7, it was in our books, the past cat question. That is the answer here. I hope this gives you a good answer. Now let's go for the next one. Let's take the next cat puzzle. The puzzle number 3, it was from a snap now, the paper, snap paper it was. It says, now it is on the direction distance topic. So let's revise the direction distance topic a bit. In the direction distance topic, we have 4 directions. Where here we count as north, here it is south, east, west. Between north and east we have northeast. Between south and east we have southeast. Between south and west we have southwest. And between north and west we take it as northwest. If somebody moves in this direction, like a clock does, this is clockwise movement. And if we move in this direction, opposite to clock, this is anti-clockwise. The angles, we know there's a quadrant 1, which is still 90 degree. Then quadrant 2 from 90 to 180. Quadrant 3, 180 to 270. And quadrant 4, 270 to 360. There are other things also, like for example, a rectangle where we take length is equal to length and breadth is equal to breadth. We also know there's a square which gets used in this particular kind of questions where the directions, all the 4 sides are equal. We know there's a right angle triangle, perpendicular, hypotenuse, base, and Pythagoras said that hypotenuse is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Now from here, if we go ahead further, it says the question which we had in Snap was a past Snap question. Debu walks towards the east. Now if we make the movement, now let's move Debu. So here is Debu. He moved towards direction east, then towards the north, and then 45 degrees right. So this is the 45 degrees you're going to have because this is the line going on. Walks for a while. Lastly, he turns left. Now he turns left. Now, in which direction is he walking now? Now, this direction which we have, if I put the plus sign here, now this becomes north and this becomes west. That means he's moving into northwest direction. So that is the answer here. That is also quite easy. Now, so the questions levels which we have, they are quite easy in the snap, but CAT has a very high level, very good level. Let's go ahead and see the next question. The puzzle number 4. It was in the IFT. Now, CAT, of course, CAT scores is taken by IFT. Example number 10. It is again direction distance question. So let's take care of this also. So example number 10, it says, Mr. Raghav went in his car to meet his friend John. So Mr. Raghav is going on to meet his friend John. He drove 30 kilometers towards the north. So let's say this is Raghav. He's moving 30 kilometers towards north. Then 40 kilometers towards the west. So 40 kilometers towards the west. He then turned south and covered 8 kilometers. Now ensure that 40 should be greater than 30 and 8 should be approximately one fourth of 30. So south for 8, he walked. Further, he turned east and moved 26 kilometers. Now east he moved and went for 26, more than 40, more than half of 40. Finally, he turned right and drove 10. So he drove 10 more. So 10 and 8, let's just इसको थोड़ा सा, let's make it a bit lengthier because 30 we have already reached. Okay, let it be 30. So he walked till here 10. Now post this, what exactly he does? Finally turned right and drove 10 kilometers and then turned left to 19 kilometers. So this is 26 and 14 here till 40 and 19, that means 5 more. He comes here. How far, which direction is from starting point? Now this is the starting point. This is 8, this is 10, 18. So this above is 18, the total was 30. That means this part is 12. And this is the hypotenuse, which is 12 square plus 5 square. That is, of course, 169, 144, and 25. That means this is 13. Now, in the option, we have 13 in two options, option number 2 and option number 3. Now, where is he if we make with respect to, because this is very important when they ask from the starting point. On the starting point, make a plus. And this direction, if I see, this is east, this is north. That means he's in northeast. So east is not right. Northeast of the starting point, that is absolutely right. So that is the answer which I'm going to get. So this is also a puzzle which has been solved. So let's go for the next one. There are two more puzzles I'm going to solve. These are all past PYQs which we have. Now there's another question which came in IFT, but a very good question again. It says in an institute there are 5 identical rooms having different items in it. Every identical looking room has a name indicating its contents. The details of the contents and the name of each room are as given below. So names are Pashupati, Chandrachud, Bagh Bahadur, Bag Bahadur, or whatever it is, Purna Chandra, and Vishwachakra. And there are contents which are in these rooms. There are 2 printers in the Pashupati room, 2 computers in Chandrachud, bags in Bag Bahadur, printer and computer in Purna Chandra, and 1 bag and 1 computer in Vishwachakra. Now, one day somebody in the institute changed the nameplates of every room. So nameplates have been shuffled such that no room contains the name correctly. So this is a question on de-arrangement. There's something called arrangement, and then there is a de-arrangement. This is a de-arrangement which is there. Now, supervisor of the institute opened a room named Vishwachakra and found that one item was a bag. Now, which of the following would definitely be correct? Now, Vishwachakra room has one bag, and every room has 2 contents. And Vishwachakra cannot have 1 bag and 1 computer, that's for sure, because no room contains the name correctly. If you want to guess, you can answer with the chat. If you want to guess, you can make a guess and you can let me know. I'm going to solve the problem side by side. Now, as Vishwachakra cannot have another because Vishwachakra is not in front of bag and computer. Now, what is definitely correct? The other item is a computer, definitely wrong. It is not possible at all. This is not the answer. Now, whichever room Vishwachakra has, the nameplate, whichever room it is, it should have a bag. Now, that is only possible in case of Bag Bahadur because there is only 2 rooms where bags are. In one room, Bag Bahadur, there are 2 bags. In Vishwachakra, 1 bag and 1 computer. And when we open Vishwachakra room, because the nameplate has been changed, so that means Vishwachakra, and we are finding a bag. That means the room cannot be Vishwachakra, cannot be Purnachandra, cannot be Chandrachud, cannot be Pushpati. It should be bag Bahadur. The other item will be a bag, bag. That is absolutely right. That should be the answer. The other item will not be a bag, not the answer. The other room named Bag Bahadur will contain a bag. No, that will contain something else. We don't know that. So that's definitely correct, which we have. That is, the other name will be a bag. That is absolutely right. That is the answer I'm going to have. Let's go to the next one now. There is another question to this. If it is known that the room name Purna Chandra does not contain either any printer or any computer. So Purna Chandra does not contain printer or computer. So that means in any room, no printer, no computer. So which are those rooms? Printer, computers are in every room except Bag Bahadur. That means Bag Bahadur is actually the room, but the nameplate is Purna Chandra, right? The room named Pushpapati does not contain any printer. Now Pushpapati, the nameplate is, that is a nameplate, and it does not contain any printer. So printer is available in Pushpati, Pashupati. So it can be Chandrachud, because it should not have a printer. It should not, sorry, printer it should not have, does not contain any printer. So it can be Chandrachud, it can be Bag Bahadur, but Bag Bahadur already has been taken, so it cannot be Bag Bahadur also. It can be Chandrachud, Purna Chandra is not possible. It can be Chandrachud or Vishwachakra. And the other instruction which they have given to us, the room name Chandrachud. Now the room named Chandrachud, there is a nameplate that contains one computer and one bag. So that is clear cut. One computer and one bag. That is in Vishwachakra. So this is actually Vishwachakra. That means the Pushpati, that is Chandrachud. Now the question which they have, which of the following will definitely be true if only one of the remaining rooms is opened? Only one of the remaining rooms. Now Bag Bahadur actually had, now Bag Bahadur room will not be opened, we know that, because that is have different name. Chandra Bahadur will also not be opened. Chandrachud, sorry. And Vishwa Chakra, that also will not be opened. That means the room which going to be opened, that is either Pashupati or it going to be Purna Chandra. So out of these two rooms, one will be open. Now, what is definitely true? It will have at least one computer and printer. Now, Pashupati does not have computer, so we can't say that. It will have two printers. Now, Purna Chandra does not have two printers. It is also not that. It will have at least one computer. Pashupati does not have computer. It will have at least one printer. Now, in both the cases, there are two printers in Pashupati and one printer and one computer in Purna Chandra. That means printer will definitely be there. Whichever room you open, that means it will have at least one printer. That is the right answer for me. That is absolutely right. I hope that answers the query. The other questions which we have, the more PYQs, one or two more PYQs are left with. Let's finish them also quickly. The next puzzle is from CAT. It says there are 7 basic symbols. Now, this is Roman language that you know, where I is equal to 1, V is equal to 5, X is 10, L is 50, C is 100, D is 500, M is 1000. In general, the symbols in the numeral systems are read from left to right, starting with the symbols representing the largest. So, they're explaining the Roman system. The same symbol cannot occur continuously more than 3 times. The value of the numeral is the sum of the value of the symbol. So 10 plus 10, 20, 20 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1, 27. An exception to the left to right reading occurs when a symbol is followed immediately by a symbol of greater value. Then the smaller value is subtracted. For example, XL will be 50 minus 10, 40. Right? This was a CAT question. This came in CAT in certain years ago. Now, this says the value of numeral M D double C L triple X V double I. What it gonna be now? M gonna be 1000. D gonna be 500. C gonna be 100. There are 2 times C, so 200. Then gonna have L, which is 50. Then we have 3X, that means 30. 1V, that is 5, and 2 times I, that is 2. So we get 1000 and 500, 1500, 1700, 1787. That gives me the answer. So the first question of the numeral MD double C L triple X VII, that is 1787. That is the answer straight away we get. Let's have a look at the next question. The value of numeral MC MX CIX, what it will be? Now M is 1000, C is 100. So M is 1000. Now C is 100, but after C we are getting M. That means 1000 minus 100, that is 900. Now X is 10 and C is 100. X is 10 and C is 100. That means this is 100 minus 10, 90. I is 1, X is 10. That means 10 minus 1, 9. So my answer going to be 1999. That is the answer. Another question we are left with. The last question of the day. Last question of today. Which of the following can represent the numeral for 1995? Now M, that is 1000. CM, 100 and 1000. 100 is before that. That is 900. Then L. L is 50. Now, if somebody is not aware about Roman language, even they have given it to us in the question itself. Now, L is 50. Double X, that means 20. V is 5. Now, this comes out to be 1975. But I need 1995. So, first does not give me the answer. That means only A and B is not the answer. Now, this is MC. M is 1000. CM, that is 900. Now, XC, 10 and 100. 10 is before that, so it's 90. So, it is 5. Now, this comes out to be 1995. Now, that matches. That means B has to be in the option. The B has, it is here. It is not here. That means the answer is option number 3. Let's verify it. D ko bhi check kar lete. Now, M is 1000. And V 5 minus 1000, that is 995. That is also making sense. Now, MVD, if we still cross check, 1000. Now, this is D is 500. So, that does not make sense. That is 495. So that is also not the answer. So the answer which we get, that is only from B as well as D. So that is the answer we're going to have. I hope this is quite clear to everybody. Everybody got some benefit of this class. And that is what exactly the aim is, that everybody should get the benefits. At ACM, we believe in that if you're a student, we may help you. And God only help those who help themselves. So in this class, we have the mixed puzzles. In half an hour, I try to take 5 to 6 puzzles with you guys, which are actually CAT puzzles. In the next class, I think we should start the data interpretation, bar graph tables. So next class, we're going to start with the bar graph, line graph, tables, pie charts, and we're also going to take the unconventional charts. Whichever question came in CAT past PYQs, we're going to take that next time. And also, we're going to take mathematical puzzles, which are based on Venn diagram, games and tournaments, and you have critical path and numerical puzzles also, which is majorly part of your CAT. So definitely we're gonna come back. I'll try to have a class tomorrow itself if I'll get some time. Otherwise, as soon as I'll get some time, I'll take a class. Have less than 100 days now before the CAT comes. Anybody would like to have any kind of help, I'll be glad to help you guys. I'm writing my email address in the comment section. So anybody would like to, they can get in touch with us. For any help, we'll be glad to. Whether it's test material, whether it's online test series, your doubts, any question of yours from your books, I'll be glad to help you out. But before we go and before we say bye bye, do not forget to subscribe so you get the notification for the next live. And also, do not forget to like, comment, and share it with your friends so maximum people can take the benefit. Thank you so much. Take care. Goodbye.